What's up, bud? It's Rob. This is Apparel Success. And in this video right now, what I want to talk to you about is how to get repeat customers for your clothing brand. We're going to cover how to get people coming back over and over again to buy your products so that you can create an actual solid foundation. You can leave your job and do this full time because you have an actual reliable stream of sales coming in every single month. Now, I want to tell you that you can join the waitlist right now for my new online course, Instagram Marketing for Clothing Brands 2.0, which is absolutely going to be insane. Okay, it's coming out in March, and you can join the waitlist right now if you're interested, because there will be an early bird special that you definitely don't want to miss. Okay, so you can head over there right now. I think I'm going to put a link somewhere right here. Otherwise, let's jump into this video. I think it's going to be absolutely sick. This video here is sponsored by my buds over at Design Crowd. And if you need designs made for your clothing brand, I highly recommend you check out Design Crowd. Design Crowd's a website that helps entrepreneurs crowdsource amazing designs from designers all around the world. And for a special $100 VIP offer for Apparel Success viewers only, head over to www.designcrowd.com/apparel to learn more, or simply use the discount code APPAREL when you post a project on Design Crowd. Having repeat customers, people who buy your clothing again and again, is the single most important thing when it comes to the longevity of your clothing brand. And the reason for this is because in order for you to actually turn this into a full-time gig, to make this your life, and to make it a clothing brand that can actually sustain itself season over season and grow consistently over time, you need to be able to predict the amount of sales that are going to come in anytime you launch a new product or anytime you have, an end of season sale. The way that clothing brands work, and I really want you to follow this subtle point here because I think it'll change the way that you're perceiving how to run a clothing brand, is clothing brands are constantly changing and adapting. Okay, you never want your clothing brand to be the exact same. So what happens with clothing brands, and what clothing brands basically are, is ever changing, ever evolving, and ever adapting to new styles. And the reason why repeat customers are so crucial in you actually becoming successful and growing your clothing brand inevitably and getting your clothing brand to the point where you want it to be is because as you're coming out with new clothing, as you're coming out with new styles, and you're phasing out old clothing that's, lost its trend or it's just not selling as well, you want customers that are following you along this journey. Okay, they're taking the ride with your clothing brand, and they believe that your clothing brand is on the upper level of a trend and that your clothing brand is leading the way in terms of what's cool. Okay, so if they believe that your clothing brand is leading the way in terms of what's cool, and you're constantly coming out with new styles, then they're going to be constantly buying every single time you launch a new product. They're going to be constantly coming back again and again because your clothing just keeps coming out with new unbelievable designs, and you just keep phasing out all the stuff that doesn't sell. Now, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't have products that you keep forever. We have, our main products that are sort of like our iconic products that are always constantly selling, but if we've already sold a hoodie to somebody, it's not like we can really sell that hoodie again to the same person. They already have that hoodie. So unless they damage it or, it just becomes, unwearable because they've worn it so much, they can't really buy that product again. So you just need to constantly be releasing new products. And that's the way, you kind of keep that revenue, that cash flow coming in while you're still trying to gain those new leads, while you're still trying to get your clothing brand seen by new people. And this is what is really at the core of creating a really powerful brand that actually is made right, where there's longevity to it and you're creating a solid base of customers for you to, become really successful on. Now, the key question is, how do you get repeat customers for your clothing brand? How do you actually create a clothing brand where people want to come back over and over again to buy your products, okay? The answer to this question for how do you get repeat customers is to focus on impact for your clothing brand rather than trying to create a brand that appeals to a lot of people, okay? So literally what I'm going to tell you to do here, okay? And you will probably never hear this from other people online or from really a lot of other people who have the common sense answer to all this, is I want you to focus on the smallest market possible when you're first starting up, okay? Niche down, niche down, niche down, and focus your clothing brand on the smallest group of people with the biggest impact possible, okay? Now, I'm not saying that you want to be doing this forever. You're not going to be creating a clothing brand where, you know, from the very beginning, you're just focusing on this small group and that's just how it stays forever. But in order for you to actually, you know, create that base and to actually get your first amount of customers who are actually diehard fans, and for you to grow from, you're going to have to go after a market that hasn't really been hit that hard yet, where you can actually attack it with a lot of impact and connect with them on a level that nobody else has ever connected with them on, okay? So focus on impact and delivering to them a brand that just is absolutely out of this world connected with who they are, what they represent. Look at what I'm doing on this YouTube channel here. I'm focused on creating the biggest impact possible for the most specific audience. I'm going after clothing brand owners. I'm not trying to help everybody who's doing online marketing. I'm specifically focused on giving the most amount of value possible to the most specific audience possible, which is just clothing brand owners. And I'm sure that you can feel that, and you can feel the amount of value that I've jam-packed in these videos because it's for such a specific audience. Now, I'm sure there are a few of you guys who are watching this video for the first time and you've just stumbled across this channel and, you know, you've never seen any of my content, and that's cool. I hope you just, you know, binge watch the rest of this content. But the majority of viewers of this new video that I'm just releasing right now will be people who are coming back again and again, and that's because this value is so specific to a specific audience. This YouTube channel has 7,000 subscribers, and on YouTube that's really not that many, considering so many other YouTubers have 300,000 or 400,000 subscribers. But a lot of those YouTubers, every time they launch a video, will only get, you know, like 2,000 or 3,000 views, and that's just because a lot of their subscribers are just fluff and they're not actually there following their content. On this channel, with only 7,000 subscribers, you know, most of my content, I posted over 100 videos now, has over 1,000 views on every single video, basically. And the reason for that, once again, is because I'm focused on impact, okay? So I want you to replicate this for your clothing brand. I want you to focus on creating the biggest impact possible. And just like how eventually I plan on, you know, growing and creating, say, another YouTube channel where I teach just general online marketing and leverage everything that I've done here, you can eventually leverage your small base and keep expanding outward to actually breach into new markets, okay? And to actually expand your clothing brand over time. But from the very beginning, that first thing that you can do, the one thing that you have, is the ability to focus on impact, and that's what I want you to do for your clothing brand. I want you to create repeat customers for your clothing brand, and that's the way that you do it. That's the right way to do it. If you've made it to this point in the video, that means that you are somebody that I want to invite to the closed Facebook group that we have going on for Apparel Success. You can find the link in the description below. Follow that link, join us in the group. We're a bunch of clothing brand owners all in there to support each other and answer each other's questions. Thanks so much for watching this video. See you in the next one. Peace.